Hello, everyone. My name is Ulfbert. I'll be casting today's Division 1 game for the ECL. This is the second match they're going to play together. WTH versus Greyhounds. Two European teams, the strongest perhaps in Europe and two of the strongest in the world right now in Head Let Loose. In this opportunity, Head Let Loose will give us one of the most classical maps in the game, one of the OG maps, Carentan, and the point is going to be train station. That's the one in the south. It's one of the most interesting, in my opinion. For this second match between them, they played against the first game about a month ago, if I'm correct. WTH won that the same point as Axis, same map, same point. Today we're gonna flip sides and it's gonna be WTH as allies and the Greyhounds as Axis. So the teams are pretty much ready. We're just waiting probably final touches. There is one player or two players missing in Greyhounds, and we are sort of on the limit of time. We have 5 minutes past the hour. So any second now, we're gonna flip, and we're gonna have the point set out, and then I'm gonna show you the map. Train station is one of the most interesting points in Carentan because it provides a mixture of terrains, a mixture of options. The train station itself, it's hard to traverse with vehicles, with tanks in particular. The train tracks provide as well some crossfire possible, both east to west and also north to south for infantry. And provides a mixture of urban fighting, particularly in the northern part and on the east to west side. But also, if you move further south, the terrain changes and its hedgerows, big spaces, and elevation changes as well. We don't know exactly how players are gonna set the game, but we know that to contest or to control train station, both allies will need this mansion building, which is an elevated southern part, as well as the Germans will have to control Monjales, which is on the south. The points are going to be 502nd, which is the midpoint for allies. Then we're going to have the bottom point, which is the rail train for the allies. And from the German side, we are going to have La Maison des Ormes, the bottom point, as first point, and Monjales as second point. So for Germans, it's going to be all south. We have a map flip. So in a second, we'll be taking flight. Let me join my unit first. Perfect. Okay. So we are in flight. I'll show you the map meanwhile. I'm gonna add these beauties over here. Perfect. So far we see the medium booking it straight, apparently straight to train station. We're gonna set our camera somewhere over here on the south, so we can catch some of the action. From the German side, we see the medium tank with Gold Dragon, Rising Valhalla, and Harry from probably gonna take this route or directly to Mansion. Probably directly to Mansion. We see one Greyhound and one Stuart in the south as well. This carrying some people on top. Yeah, carrying a bazooka person, so probably want to see a snipe in the south. And then we see the other Stuart in the mid. They're gonna risk it in some of this. Ooh, that truck. This snipe could work out. I don't want to miss that out. We see a Puma here ready. The Lux ready to launch, and a Puma map patch. We're gonna follow attentively the allies this occasion, because this route is particularly dangerous for trucks, and that one is chubby. It's filled with people. We see both trucks over here. First, Lux try to snipe this tank, this truck, I'm sorry, and misses. Okay, that one was early. Misses the truck with the Nemesis on top. No ally snipe connected. We're gonna see maybe this choke point over here. Let's see how well the timing is. Oh, they missed. They guessed the wrong alleyway. Okay, the battle is on. No trucks destroyed per side. We're gonna see a little bit of progress from the beginning from the allies. That's an early truck destroyed, but some people made it out. We see the point being contested, still going for the allies. Sorry, for the Axis right now. We're taking away the allies' progress from before. We see a very traditional positioning by the Lux, trying to prevent the crossfire from this infantry into the point, and providing crossfire himself. We see here Joystick and crew. Now progress for the allies just from surrounding the point. We see the medium booking it. Like we said, there's going to be a battle of mediums here. We see the P4 and the Sherman trying to find one another. Certainly marked. Progress continues steadily for the allies, mostly because of this presence in the south. We see a lot of red and not a lot of blue. So soft cap is paying off for the allies. This is interesting. One Stuart here. Usually we don't see the Stuarts in the hard cap in this point, but this is very interesting. This is Honey Badger with Grecker and Larry. Shout out to Grecker. Great dude and great tanker. Yeah, this smoke is gonna be the bane of this alleyway for both sides. Okay, point finally officially goes to WTH. 32 for now. We're starting to see the Germans in the south, Novers and the P4 try to hold the south, but we'll probably gonna need more bodies in the south. The Germans, I'm pretty sure, Greyhounds, thought about keeping control of the south since Montjalé. Exactly, 2 Garys here, a 3rd Gary back. They're playing safe, they're playing for map control, accepting that the battle for the train station point was not gonna go their way. You see here, typical MG position. Yeah, boy. A little bit, you know, prepare for winter. Although it's not winter yet, at least not in this time of the day for Carentan battle. Alexei doing his thing, shelling some HEs in the back side of the point. Huge satchel goes off and takes down the steward that bit more than he could chew. Probably the same happened. The medium, probably from the hill, took good care of that looks. That for some reason abandoned its angle here. Jortai probably did his job as well with the satchel. Now the lines are drawn, and now we see a more clearly delineated front line. A blue line going north to south, and a red line doing the same. These are very even teams, so don't be surprised if this is 90 minutes of meat grind into the narrow streets and alleyways of train station. Big part of the fight will be decided by a hard cap, but also, like we mentioned before, the north side and the south side are going to be super crucial. Here we see Greyhounds dedicated some bodies. Florian leading the charge here with Fabi. 2SLs trying to fight for what we call it gardens. Down center gardens right here. If they can make it past that midpoint and control either that alleyway or this alleyway over here. This is nice to hear. A second before. This is a position I like myself a lot. So we see the first medium repositioning north, and the second P4 coming here. That's very interesting from Siege, trying to bring the medium here. This is a very important alleyway to cut off. In this moment, he's trying to prevent people from pushing further than this road and the underpass. The second P4 is already in Montjalé with some penetration. This is gonna be dangerous. None of these Garys are activated, so I don't know how alert Greyhounds are about this infiltration. Let's take a look. Yeah, Le Docteur continues moving west, so they're not aware of this. This is a magic trick. How some of these 3 garrisons missed the Wamo play, right? There is a mark here. There's a suspected Gary in the back, but it's way closer than they think. It's almost... Okay, this is activated now. Let's see how quickly they react. This P4 is going to be in a little bit of a pickle with this so many infantry north of it. Some of these gunfights are going to be crucial. Data. Known killer. Look at... Yeah, he went down. But City and Data are gonna wreak havoc with the anti-tank loadout. The Puma is trying to find them now. The Puma did a U-turn. This is gonna be a little bit of a problem. You see Data deploying. You see people, you know, looking for blood. Rocketeers, Satchelers. Critical. Doing... Oh, he got caught. He got caught by whom? Who is MGing critical from here? They know the first tiger. Good job. Rusky with an eagle eye. Very well done. See Commander Marvin. Try to find some elevation in the middle of the area. So they are aware. They found the garrison. Good job for G9R or GAR. Timmy is going to continue infiltration. Let's come back a little bit to the midpoint. We see the P4 had to move. Probably had some people in the background. WTH has been wiped or redeployed by force. And like I said, it creates a problem in the booty, in the engine part of the P4 that cannot be facing south as comfortably. So Siege is forced to repair and face Nemesis data. Okay, we hear rockets being thrown. A medium came to push him, and this tank is gonna go down. Yep, emergency. Okay, that was tracks. Siege lives another second. The smoke is working wonders here. Emergency triple repair for Siege's crew. This is very smart. I always recommend doing this. Use the smokes. Very clever. Very clever. The medium is confused. The Sherman thinks the tank went in. Yep. To be a good tanker, you had to be astute, right? Anyone can drive, anyone can shoot, anyone can spot. But those kinds of plays are very nice to see. The smoke on the face of the medium and then the smoke surrounding this tank confused this other crew who thought they booked it south. So Desper was tricked in here. And this P4 lives another day. Data also is confused. Data knows they're here, but knows he cannot shoot front. Siege is making sure the trick worked out. Yes, it did. Yes, it did work. And the medium is still hyper confused, thinking, where the heck did that P4 go? We're gonna continue with that little story of the tanks. For now, Mansion is a little bit exposed, but we have a tank here with its truck station and its Gary. We have an old truck going off. Thank God for explosions not doing damage to friendlies, right? Because that would have taken the Gary with it. We see some shady driving back. What's going on, Honey Badger? We have pressure here. If Mansion, there's a tank pushing it. We see here. If tank gets that tank gets a little bit closer, we can have a lot of pain over here. Mansion should be in strict control of the allies, but this we see cap in progress. We see front door. See that soft cap in the south plus this pressure in the front is making the midpoint starting to go Greyhound's way. Let's come back to the P4. Sages. Okay, the battle is raging on again. They see one another. The Sherman medium is already looking for him. Both shots miss. It's a lot of garbage in between, so the gunners have an easier time playing somewhere else than here. It's very hard to gun through these trees. We see the medium right there with a couple of friends, Data and the Nemesis. Guinness is gunned down. Yeah, this is not a comfortable spot to be, but we've seen Siege survive this. Broman goes down. Maddie is the only tanker now in. This is one of those situations that are really, really tough to be in. A gunner alone in a tank that is being harassed, not only by another tank. The call out for help came in. Probably we could use some smoke, right? By Florian. Some smoke here to make that P4 survive for a few minutes longer. I'm waiting to see if Siege is actually going to come back to this tank or not. Most probably they're gonna abandon the P4 and come back in the Tiger from HQ. Infiltration still hasn't produced any major troubles for Greyhounds. We did see a Gary being lost in G6, so that is tangible. That is important. Progress has stalled. WTH has reacted quickly. Let's see what's going on with the tanks in the south. The Tiger, made it to an angle in the south from which it can fire. There's a few angles here that are very interesting. Yeah, we see them. We see next to Shanks the contour of the Tiger. Yep. Let's see if this other Tiger has also a repair station. It has not. In the meantime, the push from front door has stalled, and we see Junior, Mandalore, and Shaolin making a push, trying to eradicate this blue dots that are contesting the point right now. Junior is salivating, waiting for this Tiger to push into this open part of the road, so he can land some rockets on the side of the Tiger, at least on the trucks. Rocket begets rocket, my friend. Good job there by Ari. It allows its comrades to Shanks and Nike and McFox to cross and jump, and progress by sheer front door hardcap. You see some shells from the Heavy, who probably got tired of the boring kiting back and forth with the Tiger and decided correctly, in my opinion, to shell some HEs on the hardcap. One would place HE, this just stopped the cap in progress. So probably, knowing that the Heavy tank is shelling, why not approach from this angle, right? Having people on the train tracks. Probably I will approach from the middle. Avoid those HEs. Chortai, Dobian, KC, Horik answering the call from the commander. Oh, we see an interesting... P4 has the advantage. Good job, Siege. It did come back to its P4 and it put an end to this one-on-one. This P4 doing great work. This could work wonders for Greyhounds if we see maybe a Gary go down. The Gary is south, is across the street. That's a typical point to splash. Junior doing its thing. It couldn't get the Tiger, but it got the P4. Good job, Junior. He was waiting for that Tiger over there. Ended up feasting on the P4. All that work by Siege to die to Junior. Unfortunate, but cap in progress was 30% in for Greyhounds. Losing that medium obviously removed some cap weight. WTH reacting super quickly. We're gonna hear the first Heavy here this monstrosity, we're gonna call it a heavy, but it's a 75 jumbo, medium gun, heavy tank body, rehabilitated by the armor rework, basically, because from now on it's a medium killer. It just faces any medium and will receive no damage. The battle is heating up in the midpoint. Let's take a quick look at the map. Infiltration still present. No one tried to do the Australian cheeky stuff. With 3 mediums we see. So this a Greyhound, Lux that was taken down. So in part because of fuel reasons, they didn't want to wait maybe. But we have 3. We have Siege in this one, the Korean in this one, and Joystick. We have 3 mediums instead of 2 heavies. Only 1 Tiger in the very well-known peak over here on train tracks. A family of tanks. There's no heavy or no medium on train tracks, except for this one crossing extremely fast and surviving. We hear them beneath us, trying to find an angle. Desper. Like we said at the beginning, the lines dynamically are stationary. Dynamically I say because they change by the second, but they don't change by the 5-10 minutes. We always come back to this line sharing the point with a strong control by WTH. We saw the point flicker and start to go Greyhound's way a couple of times, but without any major breakthroughs. Both teams are elite, held loose, so they react quickly to all of these developments. So this is normal. Let's take a little bit of a quick view over Greyhound's efforts here in map edge. We see Kaiser trying to give some intel. I don't see him on the map. Ah, here we go. Now I see him. He was in a vehicle. Precision. Precision on an empty spot. Whoever gave that information deserves to be recalled. We see Desper and Honey Badger trying to make a statement here, because probably they heard about the heavy moving in this situation and a medium here. This is well known. It's a tiny. Yes, I'm surprised Honey Badger didn't know about that. It's a little tiny window in which you cannot really shoot them, but they can shoot you. There's a little tiny gap where you have to stop at the right moment. The Honey Badger is gonna probably repair next to rep station here. This is an area, I'm surprised nobody is artillerying here. This is a well-known Gary placement here. Yeah, said and done. A good call about the Tiger. Asking for help on that. So you're gonna get out now and die to artillery probably. Great job there. Honey Badger is out. Lives another day. Siege in his favorite spot over here. One of these alleyways. We see him. Oh, it's not Siege, it's another P4. It's joystick, okay. Okay, the 75 Jumbo is making good progress over here. Wiping the German presence. Before doesn't need any warning. When you see no friendlies in this area, that's no bueno. Yep, decides to book it. We see a continued push from Greyhounds, but as far as you don't make it inside the compound, you cannot multiply, in a sense. You cannot multiply your presence, the south plus the hard cap, right? And tanks in the south, this one in particular, Desper, continue shelling the point with HE, so it's always going to interrupt this line. We see Honey Badger returning the favor. Probably was a turret shot. That's why they have no worries. It was a turret shot. Mantle it. Yeah, the god sent smoke. No damage for the 76 Jumbo. Another shot that goes too low and it hits the rubble. Let's see where the 75 Jumbo is doing. We see a flanking medium. How did that medium it did this move, right? We see two mediums. This could be dangerous for the, oh my god, the Satchler. They know that. Okay, great save. MG, great job there. Who was the MG? Roy Nelson. Dispatch and saved the P4. And we have two P4s, like sharks, going to hunt this 35 Jumbo. The barrel is not right. Oh no, no, no. Reverse and gun left. One tank is destroyed. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But it's a good trade. Gold Dragon is gonna go down. Trying to wiggle his way. Good kill for Siege. Takes another victim. So this is going to be really problematic for Greyhounds as long as they don't control at least half of this area. Mostly the bus stop, as they call it. At least this half. These two alleyways are going to be non-usable for tanks or infantry, so it's going to be a major problem because these are good spots for shelling HE. What Greyhounds need is that kind of control, so they can copy and they can mimic what the other tanks are doing. They're shelling the point. One of the 2 or 3 attempts where we saw progress by the Germans capping have been stalled by a couple of well-placed HE rounds from these tanks on this hill. And we cannot say the same for the German tanks. They have not been able to establish, like we saw at the beginning, and shell consistently the point. So you're basically battling uphill when you had to run as infantry and deal with artillery, friendly HE, and the enemy doesn't. But the tanks have been winning the gunfights a little bit more than the allies. So at least they have that. And this is what's going on. As if they have heard me. We see the P4 trying to clear some of the presence here. Okay, the major threat is still there. Mandalore and Data. Now with the armor rework, people like Data, well, if they were alive, nice shot. As I was saying, now with the armor rework, you need 3 bazookas on mediums to kill them, and heavies as well. So people like Data would not be able to kill the tank, maybe damage it and destroy its tracks, but not, or engine, but not kill it. In pre-armor rework, that would have been an easy kill for Data. This is, by the way, the first time these two teams, if I'm not mistaken, play one another with the armor rework on this point. Prior match they played together. The rep station goes down. The prior match they played together, it was prior to or before the armor rework, so endless amounts of heavies. That's one of the reasons why we're seeing this aggressive, dynamic, medium plays. Siege is still laying siege to this area. And destroyed repair station. Realized there was a spawn. Killed everyone on it. Very good. Siege is really putting Greyhounds on the map right now by allowing exactly what we were talking a few seconds ago. Look at what a good tanker can do, wiping people. And that spawn loss and the north presence loss forces WTH to go not for wide control of the map, but front door. On top of that, we saw 50% cap for Greyhounds before, so they need to, if you see the midpoint in the top is capped, or is being recapped, probably a reinforce being thrown, or just mere presence in the circle. Also a medium, so the entire team here. This is a bombing run expecting to happen. The smoke is gonna be a problem. Oh, he killed himself. He shot something too close. Map check real quick. A battle in the south, a medium trying to do the impossible. Well, not the impossible. All you need is a flank. A medium trying to catch the heavy unaware. We see Honey Badger coming back to the default position over here. Unfortunately, no Greyhound player able to see or hear the heavy. The spotter should probably hear that round that just was fired. They don't see one another. The spotters don't see one another. The second time they fire, good job Honey Badger not firing his own gun, so the medium is not aware. This is one of the things, right? If you don't know what kind of tank it is, you have to respect it because you don't know if it's a medium or a heavy. A little bit of Tokyo drift. What is double teaming? Okay, that's the plan. Gold Dragon saying, "Let's go, bro. Let's go." Oof. Oof.
Stop, drop, kaboom, baby, rub on your nipples.
That's too much, even for a P4. Come on. Double heavy. And Siege says, I heard there are tanks. I heard there are tanks that need to be killed. Ooh.
Oh my God!
A barrage. It was unfortunate because, look at that. It was unfortunate because he had the tank one of the tanks served on a platter, but that garrison just provided the right amount of bazookas to finish that off. I think he ate more than 3. He was overkilled. Also, no Greyhound player has managed to get a satchel. This is something the P4 should have been able to like splash damage this tip of the roof. That would have killed that, right? Knowing, if I know as a tanker where the Garys will be, at least he will know now, because those people came out of nowhere. That's easily, you know, splashable from many angles. So you can do what artillery cannot do, which is splash damage and kill garrisons. Let's see if they come back with a vengeance and they take that Gary. If that Gary had been gone in that P4 dive, this would have been probably, all those people would not be here, and this would be probably more than 50% cap for Greyhounds. That was unfortunate. We still see a big presence despite the double heavy push that they have allowed in the south. Now they're going to the circle because they see this process dwindling down. That was a good chance for Greyhounds. Unfortunately, the big spawn and the 2 heavies playing together for a sec drowned all the dreams of either controlling Mansion or controlling Hardcap. But Gardens, the boulevard, is still emptied of allies, so I call that one success for the Germans. We see an airhead laying down with the new, followed by a bombing run that way. So this is a Greyhounds. This is a Greyhounds airhead. Now with the new maps, you don't know some of the stuff. Yeah, good HE. See what I mean? Like knowing where the infantry might be or the OPs might be, they shelled this tree and they took the airhead. Unfortunate. So good job for Gold Dragon. Probably more than a bombing run, knowing you have a tank. Probably smoke, RT smoke would have been way better. So they see the umbrella, see the parachute landing, but they don't know exactly where. Once it's in the smoke, it's hard to find. The smoke prevents that kind of splash, right? The smoke would have prevented the tank seeing this tree to ping. And perhaps in a different alternative universe, that splash would have never happened, and a major spawn would have happened. Or why not a combination? They missed the P-strike. The Tiger is still alive. Perhaps a combination, I was saying. Combination of bombing run, airhead, and smoke by Artie, who have sealed the deal. Also, you could probably put the airhead right here. Hard with the splash, right? In the middle of the underpass. Instead of, and then people run and it's too close. Unfortunate for Greyhounds. They're really trying everything in the handbook. They're really trying. This P4 is gaining some space here in the northern part of the alleyways. But unfortunately for them, these are 2 heavies. One in Hardcap, one right there. Let's see where the rest of the tanks are. There's a medium. Who is this? Desper. And they have one in the garage. Waiting. Kaiser. Let's see if he finds the Gary. We are approaching the 50%, the midpoint of the map. Kaiser is taken down. Was that Wizal or Hippie? Maybe it was Hippie? I doubt it. He is wounded though. Rectum Ripper. They rectum him. Shout out to Rectum. This medium is in problems. Big trouble. No friendlies. Only one bazooka. Yep. You can do that once. He's not gonna let you do that twice. Let's see if nice. Yes. Good shit. These alleyways have been cleaned of allied presence. This is the only look at that allows, right? The crossfire is crucial. Big presence of Greyhounds. I'm assuming this guy went down. Yes, exactly. I missed who killed it, but excellent, excellent. This could be really a tangible option, a tangible position for Greyhounds to hold. Capping progress flickers, but that's not gonna last for long. They need to win the gunfights. We're still having progress. 50% for Greyhounds. More than 50%. Now artillery and tanks will do the rest. This tank was trying to contest biting the circle. When you go a little bit forward, you bite the circle right there. There you go. So it's trying to contest, but progress continues. Greyhound might get this one. Contested for now. Big spawn somewhere in the south. They need to win the gunfights. Progress continues and then stops, continues and then pauses. Yeah, these people need to find cover. The Tigers is providing crucial hardcap pressure once it's in the circle. It's not aware that there's a heavy in front, right? It's not aware the smoke is allowing him to live. We see there a little battle with two tanks. Yeah, this is not gonna end well if that heavy pushes. The heavy hasn't smelled blood yet, hasn't heard the call, hasn't heard the MG for the Tiger. Yeah, if I were the Tiger, I'll probably enter the compound, go here. And kill those tanks across the, or just the white gas tankers. This road is always tricky. This road and this inner road are always tricky from crossfire. And Greyhounds, 90% capped and contested. We need more arty and almost there. This big spawn is gonna seal the deal eventually. We need to smoke and kill that tank. Oh my god, WTH stalling the progress. That bombing run, oh my god. 4 kills. Oh my god, dude, the P4 is like angry. You can tell it's angry. Angry. Let's finish this shit, boys. Let's go. Siege is doing all the goat plays today. Look at that positioning. Look at that positioning. My god. Now it's turret shots. Good attempt. This is distracting the heavy for these people to cross. So as long as that tank has AP, it cannot HE these people. So I still endorse that play. Tank goes down. Progress is stalled. This tank is reacting late because it was repairing. Gold Dragon saves the point. Key plays by tankers right now. Tell me it's reloading. Yes, Sierra is reloading. And why not forward? You lost the tank. It's low. I don't want to give any secrets away, but if you see PF Chimera, this is a pretty good spot to kill those tanks. This pushes from here are always going to be crossfire. Unfortunate for Greyhounds, the Siege P4 play did not work out. That tank was not marked, probably. Gold Dragon goes down, repairing its tank. It's just Rising Valhalla. Like another casual gunner. try to cross the train tracks with Rising Valhalla looking. It's gonna be very hard for Greyhounds now, but they control the northern part of the train station. This tank, as if hearing my pleading, it moves to the south. It's gonna take... Watch out with this encounter. You don't want to face this one from the left. Turn left, my brother. Turn left. Turn left. Okay, this gunner never shot the side of a Tiger. Okay, Tiger gets very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. I'm assuming they had a chi or something, because one shot in the side of this one, and that was bye-bye. Good stuff for the Germans. That's another victory. This Tiger has been alive for a long time, and that's something that you want to see with this new meta of the heavies being on cooldown for 10 minutes and max capped at 2. You want tankers keeping the heavies alive for as long as possible. Okay, we have a front borderline. This is a known cheeky spot for Garys. You would expect a Gary there for sure. Since the point is Monghele, this has been feeding just attempts of flanking, but whoever's in defense, Shaw and Gar or G9R have been doing an excellent job maintaining these 3 Garys up, even the 4th one, despite the continued presence. We don't see the same continued presence of Germans in the rail train, but we do see them here. They have been doing an excellent job in the back line. This is not very good for Greyhounds. They have lost. We've seen the most promising pushes on train station is when they had control of this. Now we have a OP and we have a big presence here. This is gonna spell disaster for a lot of tanks that they try to play on here. My taking on this point is that you need tanks on this side of the map. When you have tanks, we saw Siege fighting for this and clearing the whole boulevard. When you have tanks in this part of the map and in these alleyways, Axis can cap. When you have them concentrated in the south, which is very tempting because tanks we want to play here, right? We want to play in open areas with long sights and occasional cover. But when you play in the south, it's very stationary, it's very stalled, and the infantry by themselves, axis-wise, cannot really make the final push. So you need this kind of presence, right, in Boulevard and in these alleyways, controlling hardcap, shelling it. Just MGs will not do as much damage as tanks will do here. That was tracks, nothing to worry. The driver is facing north, so data and people will not be able to do. This is a major play by Florian. Major play by Florian, took the OP down. He's gonna pay for it, but there's no officer, so Florian doesn't know it maybe, but that was a great play. He deserves a Jet 2 holiday. We're gonna gift him a Jet 2 holiday.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4.
So Florian and significant other, he had a Jet 2 holiday paid by Team 17. So it might not work. The hotel might not be finished yet, but kudos to you. You wiped the crucial OP in Boulevard. Will this be the cap that we were waiting for. It looks like. It looks like. Tanks are gonna do their thing again, but it's too late.
Bayern, disarmen wir. Disarmen wir.
The Germans take the B point. Great flare. Great flare. I know Oktoberfest is gone, but I've been waiting to do that. We see some infiltration also from the backlines. Great recap by Greyhounds. Now let's see how WTH reacts to getting wiped from the entire E line. We do see 1, 2, 3, 4 OPs, which is expected from a Division 1 team like WTH. But the Garys are gonna have to wait and get repositioned in the backline. We see 1 Whammo Gary by German Dude. Or German Dud. This is gonna be interesting. We're gonna keep an eye on that. We hear the sweet engine of a Tiger. They don't get this mark. There is a tank over there, brother. I know there's no line, but don't push too much. We see that heavy waiting. Might sneak in one shot into this. Okay, maybe the gunner looks to be distracted, facing further west. Okay, but this is tricky. Watch out. P4 anchoring the point. How many people? Okay, Siege is gonna come back. We saw Siege out of the tank. Jumping like a kangaroo over there earlier, and probably received a shell. Now it's gonna come back to its own tank. Tanks are now anchoring from inside the point, something different from Allies. Allies were anchoring from behind the point and on the south. So this is always nice to see. When Germans control the point, you can stack up tanks in really important positions like this Tiger. Kudos to this Tiger. Ruski Trader has been not only alive for as long as I can remember in this game. I don't think he ever died in the Tiger. But also he's been doing crazy maintenance jobs in the backline, controlling this and anchoring these lanes. Like we said, this is Siege. It's like, instead of me going to you, you came to me. Thank you. Old style. By Noxing. He's trying to find that tank in the north that is pesky. We see a complete absence of Germans in the south, which could be they're buying their time. They're trying to test the waters, see if they have activated anything. They have not activated anything yet. This is conspicuous. The absence of a garrison by WTH here is extremely dangerous. I don't think WTH is completely aware of the presence of this Whammo and these OPs. They think we control Mansion and we have a good presence in the front, and they don't know how penetrated they are. This could be the doom of them if they don't realize. They have no garrisons. That should be a big tell. And no OPs. No allied OPs in the south. This is extremely dangerous. Basically isolates Mansion. And Mansion will be an island for a while. No rep stations, so this tank might fall. No Gary. No OP. Well, one OP, yes. Inside the... Okay. They need to win this gunfight. Kaiser. Meine Freund. Oh! The other way! The other way! The other way! No! Okay, here we go. Ta-dan, ta-dan! Nice.
Oh my god!
Saves the Gary, but the Gary is known. The Gary is now Commander Shetax is gonna recall some people saying, "Oh my God, there is someone here, someone with a Gary." The tank is recalled. We see emergency. Yeah, already trying some bullshit shots on nowhere. Yeah, dude, there is a hedgerow. Yeah, it's not gonna be in the open. Yeah, yeah. Shells don't go through hedgerows. It's announcing its presence. It's trying to like clear anyone laying low. Kaiser probably should have said they know the Gary. Bring some bazookas. Let's see if bazookas show up to the party. This Gary is basically bye-bye. Good reaction by WTH. Why shoot so quickly? Azan winning the gunfight. Very, very important. Very important gunfight because now he can wait for that tank. Let me see his loadout. Okay, it's the right loadout. That tank is angry, bro. That tank is angry. Oh, he got stalled. Hassan playing dead. Very smart. Oh, how did he know? There's no OP over here. He knew exactly where he was. The tank didn't know. This is something we were hoping earlier to do, right? Holding this line. The nature of this point is it is like that. The south is so open that infantry rarely survives bushes in the open, and the hedgerows are going to be, you know, contested. So this is natural. This is expected. The boxing out, quote unquote, is not going to be ideal. It's going to be this line. As long as you control this line, these OPs don't go warm. Then it's just this and this, right? So Greyhounds in control right now. That medium should suspect there is some kind of tank over here, simply because you need to use logic. This is gonna feed a lot of people continuously into mansion, and if mansion goes, even better for the Germans. The medium is trying to sneak in. Tiger got engine. Wow. Won the gunfight though. You see the spoils. Let's come back to the front. Let's see a little bit of frontline action. Bye-bye to the medium. The medium never reversed. I'm shocked that in the 21st century still mediums are trying to fight heavies. I'm sure that's not what happened, but we did see a medium not moving after being shot once. And I don't believe a shot went to the engine from that angle. I don't believe that. So that has to have been the driver screwing up the reverse on time. Good kill for Sierra. Collecting one more teeth to the necklace. One more pair of teeth. By how it's driven, I can tell this is Siege. Yeah, this is Siege's tank. doing Colapinto F1 maneuvers over here. We have a double teaming up. So this is one crew and a half doing a little role play here. I love it. I love it. A tank column, as people love to see in YouTube videos. Let's do a tank column. Yes, let's do a tank column. Let's put some pressure from the north. Why not? P4s are extremely powerful and cheap. Let's go. I love this. One is controlling the back line, one controlling the front line. This is like a literal tank column. I love this. I'm gonna follow these people. I mean, it's November, but for me it's Christmas right now. Oops, oops, oops! Come on, bro, man!
Bruh.
Yeah, it was like, bruh, where the fuck are you? Like, come back! This creates mayhem. This is what it does, right? It creates panic and imagine the comms. Oh my god, this is engine is exposed. This one is facing south. This is the trick, right? They think they're gonna go for the engine, and they're gonna be kaboom. Gunner, come on, Gunner. Late. Maddie, come on, you can do it. Splash again. Gosh. Let's go. The tank column survives. This heavy is not aware. Nobody told him? Nobody told him the 2P4 is running amok in the back line? Hello? Hello? I guess this was up for grabs, right? It was one shot. Germans doing an amazing job wiping out the Allied presence in, like I said, wiping out the presence of all the Allies in Mansion. Now we'll come back to the Benny Hill moment with the P4s running amok in the backline. Look at this. This is top tier comp play, my friends. Division 1 ECL. 2 Panzer IVs in the back line, and look at the amount of rockets! The amount of rockets trying to find these tanks. These are people that are not in the front line, that are not on Mansion, that are not killing friendlies in anywhere else on the map. These are people running in the open, trying to kill tanks that probably are already waiting with fuel. 1800 fuel for the Germans. This is playing poker with house money. Great job by the tankers. I really like this. This is not a pub play. This is well calculated, well timed, buying time for the team, created some damage. I don't know because I didn't follow them. This is engine's gonna go down by a tank over here. That was it. Yep. Yep. Look how deep now. This was a Greyhound, a Stuart. This is how deep now Kaiser and a German Dud is have been allowed to be, right? Very, very deep. So this changes the game 100% because now they don't know how many more Panzer IVs are there, or if they're going to do this again. So when they punch you in the chin, you know, you think twice about going forward again. They're gonna go again. WTH is not gonna give up Mansion. But, yeah, it creates some space. Look at all this empty space. It's because people were recalled to deal with 2 Panzer IVs, probably continuously marked, hundreds of marks, people scrambling to see which one's the latest, the most updated one. Do we have a garrison? Yes, we do. I opened my mouth, and they just took it down. Who was that? Who did that? Cannot be this tank. Don't tell me it's this tank. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? This son of a gun. I bet you this is all he's done the entire day. Yes, he's been shelling HE and then going back to reload and coming back again. Engine is off, guys. This dude has been shelling that corner the entire game. Or a big chunk of it. Unbelievable. Just put an AT gun, right? Maybe an AT gun would be more efficient. It's not one of the 6 vehicles that you can spawn and doesn't deplete HE, right? Probably with an AT is harder. I don't know anything. Incredible. Incredible. Mansion is being contested. All these people with bazookas come back as soldiers with rifles. We see another heavy. Make sure there's no more cheeky tanks in the back line. This is like Sunday, right? Sunday on a small town in France. There's no one. Everything is closed. This is the result of what WTH suffered, right? Losing all the Garys, all the spawns in the loss of the midpoint. And then Greyhounds doing a great job controlling these entry points. We saw a column of tanks also wiping several OPs and infantry. And, you know, they hit you in the chin and you're still, you know, seeing black and white for a while. Part of what top Hella Loose comp is about delivering punches like that and seeing how the team reacts, right? Sometimes it's grinding, insisting on the same thing, and sometimes it's trying a new uppercut and seeing how they react and how they re-accommodate their presence in a certain sector. So that means WTH, unless they control that, it's empty right now, that means 30% less chances of capping this. Not controlling the south fully means another 30% chance not capping that. So you're only left with like what, 40% front door push? 40% chances has to come from here. And if Greyhounds does a great job with the tanks, preparing for that 19 minutes left kind of push, and they annihilate everyone showing a finger through these open lanes, that's it. You can seal the deal. That Tiger, the driver might machine gun here, but not the gunner. We saw a little bit of progress. I know there's a little bit of progress in the 4th, but we saw a little bit of progress in train station. So that should ring the bell, ring the alarm that somewhere WTH is amassing players. Matsiti outside of its own tank. We usually no. This is Maddie. Matsiki not in the tank. This is old. It died. It's just trying to snipe people. I know. It would be better if we were elevated. Yeah, he went down. Probably activated some OPs. Yeah. Activated probably tears OP. Okay, 17 minutes and a little extra on the clock. -2 for capping purposes. Giga has not been allowed to establish. The lack of a push here with tanks and infantry, the tank transitioning actually from door, it tells me that they have the same reading having of the point, and they're going to try a major push from the front. This is not an officer. It's satcheling the Gary. Not even satchel, yeah. No hurry. Let's see what Greyhounds does. They need to bring supplies. Loses the gunfight to Alf. No problem. Let's see. Newbie. And who is bringing the supplies? No supplies, so we need this OP maybe here, and we need supplies. Another. They exchange shots. Yeah, Alpha's looking for OPs. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Kaboom.
Yeah, don't forget their doors and windows. And they can see you. Okay, let's see how Greyhounds prepares for the final, probably expected push. Tiger still insists on this road, which I find it a little bit tricky. Because if you get kissed from the front, it's always a problem. The MG is on the roof. Marksmick, and who we have here? Siege, Maddie, and Broman. They're all looking north, so they are aware of this heavy here by Gold Dragon. And this is Honey Badgers trying to find some cover because probably he was shot once. Trying to like, leave me alone! He has a rep station, so no worries. So this is problematic, right? Problematic because this is 30% chances added. Artillery doing his thing. Here we go. One pen on who? Big fight is going to ensue right now. It's gonna happen here in Mansion. The Germans understand that this is not a good development. They're losing the gunfights though, with such just 2 or 3 people dying across the road. Another one, Machete. They're losing the gunfights. They got to the tank. Let's see if the satchel is on. Probably on the wall. This needs to be researched. I know they're probably trying to get a Gary or something, but unless you put a satchel on the body of the tank, proxy satchels, yeah, smart. You remove it. Smart. Proxy satchels are not gonna damage the hull of tanks, right? So it's gonna track them a little bit, but not kill. So good good. I like that he removed the satchel. It was gonna be a misuse. Look at how smart the Stewie is trying to cover from infantry, so these tanks can focus south without having to deal with satchellers, for example, running here and getting to the tanks. He died trying to come here and jump this wall, which is jumpable. Let's see if they try again. We see Stats trying to satchel, maybe. He goes down, but he takes down Roddick. Oof. Someone is massacring the Germans as soon... It was P-Box, it was Data, who was it? Tanks realize this is not working. This is not working. Allies try to get a garrison. We see that. Last 12 minutes on the clock. We see the Gary reestablished. Probably Florian and company did their job. Duba, Connor, trying to enter the gardens. Very good control of the map right now by Greyhounds. This is expected. This is a very strong team, WTH. So this is expected. It's not going to box them out into the D line at all. That's an unrealistic expectation. So this is as good as you can get. Maybe with a better control of Mansion, except for this. This Gary is condemned, right, because of that tank. We saw Alexei did like 1900. Yeah, almost 1900. Yeah. All those people disappearing is because of this guy. Yeah, he just killed another Gary. Or so. Crazy play. Sorry I'm revealing this, but yeah. Crazy stuff. So that's how you park it. Incredible. A good flare coming in. Revealing the presence of a tank. So let's see how the Tigers align for this. I mean, those tanks, if you hide from them using a building, you can just focus forward, right? You can hide from them here. You can hide from them in this area or in this area. I would just ignore them. You know, just ignore them or go kill them. You know, go kill them in the south. But just ignore them. You're in the hard cap. You don't want to pick a fight and die, right? Of course, you can put one round in them, but they're going to repair. So I think I agree with this. Just chuck it in. Use the building to cover yourself. Just get ready. They need to win. They need to come here, right? They need to make this move. What Honey Badger is doing. They're going to need to come. So let them come. Get ready. Infantry may inflict some damage. Yep. This tank says, you know what? This is not going to work out. It's probably got recalled north. These tanks don't know what to do, really. They tried to stuck there. They didn't get a chance to kill anyone. Now they're split. They're reacting to a P4. Siege doing siege things. Okay, there you go. It achieved this. It achieved a pen on the turret by that Tiger. Okay. It has like a candle. It has like a little flame on top. Yep. Tanks are split now. They don't, you know, the team, of course they know what to do, but they don't know when to commit, right? They're trying to buy time. The infantry still is unable to clear this road. So as long as they cannot clear that, Honey Badger and Gold Dragon will not gonna really be able to make a strong impact pushing forward. So they're condemned to running around in the back line of that sector, cleaning infantry, while these tanks sit pretty. Apart from being beautiful, they sit pretty here and ready for anyone to come. I like this peak over here. It's safe from any shots. Okay, one heavy made it. The second heavy is still south. And a medium with Desper. This is the... Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Getting ready for that kind of push. This is exactly what I said earlier, right? You could be here. Okay, the medium survives. The medium is not dead. And it's gonna provide a lot of smoke. But Clarica, they missed the precision, of course. Put a satchel on him. It did. Oh my god, next to the airhead! What a play! What a play!
Fire.
Lucky. How many people are gonna die? Probably none. Let's put it one again. Once again. They won again this point. That was a lucky satchel. And an extra bombing run for you. Wrecker probably is like, I can see shit between the bombing run, the satchel, the smoke. Like, let me kill the tiger. Oh my god, they lose the medium, they lose the airhead, they lose one of the heavies. WTH had to commit. It's almost no more time available. We have a lone medium. It's not gonna move from there. We haven't seen any precision strikes, any stukas today, or at least not that I've heard. This tank crew deserves an award. Has been alive for the entire game. I bet the entire game. I will check later with the stats, but probably they had 2 tigers in the whole entire game, or 1 tiger. I haven't seen them die yet. Maybe they died and I missed them, but really good job controlling the entire time these lanes and sweeping north to south, helping infantry in this area as well. And of course Siege and the other tank crews doing really dynamic plays with the P4s. I think sealed the deal here. Where's Gold Dragon? Okay, this is a P4 coming back. Gold Dragon is here. Yep, repairing. So see how far it is from the point. It's not gonna make anything happen. Medium is coming in. Yeah, without armor, of course I'm biased towards tanks because I try to be a tanker, but but armor is the pulse of the game. Armor, if you have him, you can make things happen. If you don't have him, your chances of controlling certain parts of the map are condemned. So I don't know why they tried only medium and heavy, and the medium never provided any smokes. I would have smoked this alleyway. Smoking this tank would have allowed the heavy to actually make a play, but the smoke never came. The tank parked behind the wall, got satcheled, and I didn't see any combined play with Valhalla in the south, shooting north. So it was a little bit of poor discoordination or or probably they couldn't put the plan into effect, but that didn't work out well for them. Greyhounds is gonna take. Watch out with this medium here. Greyhound is gonna take the point and the game. 1 minute 8 seconds. This medium is in the circle. That's why he. Are we gonna have a second shot? Second satchel? Yeah, too fast. Too fast, brother. This is dangerous for the Tigers if they're not aware of that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And ouch. Ouch.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Come on, bro. No intel? No, dude. Oh my God, what is this?
Bruh. Bruh.
Oh my God. What did we just see? No communication? This guy didn't tell him that he died to a tank behind? Copying progress a little bit late. A little bit late. But this tank needs to die. This tank needs to die. Oh my God, this is not happening. Tank is dead. Copying progress for WTH. Roughly, this is gonna be a nail biter. 5 seconds probably difference. Look at the presence of WTH in the circle. Everyone converge. Abandon your thing. This is what you need this guy here, right? You need this guy in. P4, where's your gun? P4. Kaboom. Kaboom. Hold. Don't tell me this is siege. Of course. It's gonna kill them heavy. Awesome. Fire. Fire! What's going on? No! Fire! What's going on? Black gun means you're making contact. Black gun, when the barrel is black, you should fire, right? And the body that is intercepting the view of the gun is going to make contact with the vehicle. Greyhounds made me sweat a little bit, but they take this 3-2. Very, very good game by Greyhounds. Very patient, very methodical. They didn't have the north, they didn't have the south fully in control. But once they controlled gardens here, Siege making plays, Florian repositioning the OPs, some other good plays by the MGs controlling the alleyways, they took it back. And they didn't give WTH any option really until the very end. Very good game. Kudos to both teams. So the series now between them is 1-1. I'm gonna give it to Ruski for surviving so long. Let's see the Germans, and now we see the WTH, the American team, after these undeserved points. I wish we could skip this with some button. Gold Dragon, crazy scores. Hippie. Great game. It was entertaining. It was a little bit slow in the first half an hour, 40 minutes, due to the nature of the point and the quality of both teams. Very hard-fought match, and I would say a good meat grind, good frontal push by Greyhounds. Achieved the cap, and they did let it fall at the end. Kudos, congratulations. Have a good beginning of the week, everyone, in Europe and in the US. That was all from me. I will see you next time.